meters. Wind 5 miles per hour. Welcome to the AVG Fantasy Football Podcast, Season 3, Episode 56. I got to start paying attention before we start these, but we're going waiver wire. Week 4 is done. We're talking NFL Week 5, who to pick up, who to stream this week for your fantasy football squad. I'm the host with the most. My name is Michael Marcanio. I'm here with Tyler Revelis, also known as It's Your Boy T. Follow him on social medias. All those are down below. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Do all those good things. We're doing a giveaway. We just did a Thursday night live stream last week. We did a little giveaway. We're going to announce that right at the beginning of the podcast. But yeah, today we're talking NFL Week 5 waiver wire and any streams. I feel like, we do these, we kind of announce them as waiver wire episodes, but this episode's like good past that too. A lot of these players can be on your free agency list after the Tuesday night waiver wire ad. So
yeah, these are just players that like maybe you're not necessarily like spending a waiver claim on or fab on, but if they're there, go out and grab them, put them on your bench, potentially even throw them into your starting lineup.
Yeah. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe to us on the Apple Podcast app. Leave us a rating and review. We got a few different ratings and reviews. This past week, we did a little giveaway, and we're going to announce the giveaway at the beginning of this episode. I'm going to clip it and throw it on Twitter and whatnot. But yeah, if you follow us, we're going to do more of these giveaways. This one's for a Von Miller jersey. So yeah, if you follow us, you can be inclined to win a similar giveaway like this. So we'll do the giveaway right now, announce the winner, and then we'll move on to the waiver wire ads. All right?
Let's do it.
All right. So let's get into this giveaway here. All right, these are all the names of the guys that participated.
How many did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6?
Yeah.
Only 6? You guys are dead to me.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
I mean, well, how about this? Only 6. That's a very high chance of you winning this.
It is a very high chance of you winning this.
Yeah, if you're like sitting here like, oh, I never win anything. I mean,
what is that, like a 16% chance? 15.5?
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, is that right?
I don't know. 6 out of.
Let's see, dude.
1 out of 6.
Your boy's good with numbers. I'm good with numbers.
Yeah, I'm good with numbers except for that time. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle these around.
16.6.
I'm going to shuffle these around. We'll spin the wheel.
Let's see it.
Right.
It. Tell me when you're about to do it.
I'm doing it right now.
All right. We got the winner is
Seemage M.
So Seemage M, you are the proud winner of the Jurassic Park giveaway.
That music is so perfect for this. The music is so perfect for that. Okay, but congratulations, Seemage.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I was rooting for what's his name, Omar.
Omar, yeah, I was lucky. Really shooting for Omar, but hey, you know what? Maybe we'll send you something. We'll figure something out. Good guy, great guy, best man at my wedding. But yeah,
all right,
that being said,
Seemage M. So yeah, we'll be reaching out to you. Got to get your info so we can ship out the Von Miller jersey to you.
If he doesn't respond, then we'll just do it again with the 5. So that being said,
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into these waiver wire ads.
Pass the wire! Pass the wire!
Let's do it.
It's time to pad the wire, baby. Week 5.
Week 5.
As you know, we always go quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, and defenses. When we do the quarterbacks, we usually just kind of go through some streaming quarterback options. Obviously, a lot of quarterbacks are they're widely owned. But these are just some quarterbacks that we feel like if you're streaming quarterbacks or you're playing the matchups, these are some of the quarterbacks that we like.
Yeah, so these are guys that probably, go ahead. I wouldn't waste a waiver wire.
Yeah, so last week, a couple guys that were our streaming options. This is something I kind of just want to try to do. It's kind of like just be more accountable for who we said to pick up as the streaming options for last week in week 4 and how they did. So, yeah, our 3 guys were Minshew, Fitz, and Jared Goff. Minshew, 21 points. Fitz, 21 points. and Goff 11 points. So 2 out of 3, pretty good.
So
I was kind of surprised that Goff didn't have a bigger game, with that game. That was a weird game, right?
I just don't trust Jared Goff. I know I don't want to like stroke my own ego, but I don't know. I just don't trust that guy. If I know he can be a good streaming option at times, but I don't know. Someone asked me Matt Ryan or Jared Goff, and I said Matt Ryan.
I would have went Matt Ryan as well.
And Matt Ryan got 1 more point than Jared Goff.
No, you're right. You're spot on right there. My guy was right. All right, yeah. With that being said, we'll jump right into it. So we got your first guy. I almost said guard. The first guard. Hey, Gardner.
Gardner.
We got
Gardner
Mike's
Minshew.
long-lost cousin, Gardner Minshew. He's still over 50% available in leagues. 20 or more points in 3 of the 4 weeks. He's actually quarterback 12 right now. So, I know we touched on it. I know Anthony is pretty hyped on Gardner. I think we're all pretty hyped on Gardner coming into the season.
I think the game script every week is ideal, too.
Yeah. But, yeah, he's quarterback 12 right now. He's going to be at Houston, and we just see how Houston's just terrible. They just got lit up by Kirk Cousins. And I think we kind of said it in last week's episode when we were talking about streaming Minshew last week. I'm going back to that well and getting some more Minshew if I can. But we said, maybe he had the bad game because there was no DJ Chark. And, DJ Chark was coming back. Obviously, DJ Chark had the monster game last week. So, yeah, in the 3 weeks with DJ Chark in the lineup, he's had 20 or more fantasy points. So, yeah, I'd like me some Gardner Minshew this week. He's a QB1 right now.
Yeah. Throw him in. I like it. If he's available, he's definitely a guy you'd want.
He's Mike's doppelganger.
I'd rather have him over Jared Goff right now.
Dude, who rocks the mustache better, you or Minshew?
Minshew probably, because he's the kind of guy that can grow a full beard and then he just like leaves the mustache. Versus I can't grow a beard and I just can only grow the mustache.
Does he have a handlebar or just?
Yeah, his goes down like farther than mine. But so I do got the whiskers though. But I got more like what do they call them? Like one of those sea lion, or what are those? You know what I mean? One of those mustaches.
Cook a motherfucking damn
a fucking sea lion.
All right, anyways.
But yeah, we can move on to your boy Ryan Fitzpatrick, Miami Dolphins quarterback. What he's in top 12 as well, right?
Yeah, he's quarterback 10 right now in the standard 4-point passing touchdown leagues. 21 or more points in 3 straight games. I know it was an ugly game Sunday against the Seahawks. He did not throw for a touchdown. He does get you a rushing touchdown, kind of saves the game for you with that touchdown on the ground.
Oh yeah.
But, the game at San Francisco, this one's kind of, I don't know if I would, but San Francisco, they just can't seem to get rid of the injury bug. They lose another defensive lineman, Ziggy Ansah. I didn't even know they had Ziggy and Ansah. That's how stacked the Niners' defensive line is, that I was like, wait, they have that guy? But he's actually going to be out for some time or even potentially the rest of the year. So now that's 3 starters on the offense or the defensive line that aren't going to be there. That whole offensive line is just, or the defensive line for the 49ers is just a mess. So potential streaming fits, maybe. I'd rather start Minshew over him. But, yeah, Fitzmagic, he's a top 10 quarterback right now.
Yeah, I like it. We could go on to Ryan Tannehill, the other Ryan, the old Ryan that played for Miami.
Yeah, this is my guy right here. It's Tannehill time, 55% available. He's going to be home against the Buffalo Bills. Coming off the bye week, I know it was the whole COVID situation where they had to cancel the game against the Steelers, but technically it was their bye week. So coming off a bye week, so extra time to prepare for the Buffalo Bills. And then hopefully they should be getting A.J. Brown back. That'll only help boost this offense going forward. Corey Davis has been playing good. Jonnu's been breaking out like we all predicted. And then just some numbers. You think in the Bills' defense, they have a good defense. Maybe this might not be a good matchup for Tannehill at home against the Bills, but Fitzmagic, Derek Carr, and Jared Goff all put up 20 or more points against the Bills. And you're saying how you don't like Goff. I don't like Carr. Fitzmagic's kind of in the middle. So I feel like if those quarterbacks can all put up at least 20 points against the Bills, I can't see why Tannehill isn't primed to put up 20-plus points against the Bills, especially coming off a bye and getting a guy like A.J. Brown back.
Yeah, I will say temper just in case, because there is rumors that this game might get canceled as well or postponed. Just because the Titans have so many people right now that are get down with the sickness. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, because of that. So beware. Daniel Jones.
So yeah, I wanted to throw Daniel Jones in here. I know it's gross, and I forgot I didn't even look at the stats honestly because I didn't know if we were gonna put him in here or not. But they're gonna be playing against the Cowboys, and the Cowboys have just been giving it up, and the Cowboys can score points as well. So I'm assuming that the Cowboys are gonna just shit all over the Giants and put up a ton of points, which means that Danny Dimes is gonna have to be slanging that thing. And I know it hasn't been the sexiest or the best year for Danny Dimes yet. I mean, you lose a guy like Saquon. Sterling Shepard's been out. Their left tackle, Nate Soldier, opted out. So this offense is just a mess. But if there was 1 week where I could see Danny Dimes coming out and actually putting up a good game, I mean, this Cowboys defense can stop nobody.
Yeah. So
in a game script where Danny Dimes should be throwing the ball 40 times, I wouldn't be mad at it if you're in a pinch or, bye weeks are starting to come up now. I know Rodgers is one of the bye weeks. Stafford's on a bye week. So just a deeper stream play if you need it.
Yeah. I feel you on that one. Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, so Teddy Bridgewater, this is actually one of my favorite, if not my most favorite stream of the week. He's going to be at home. He's going to be at Atlanta. I know Teddy Bridgewater doesn't have the sexiest name, but they are on a pass-happy offense. Probably no CMC again. Still dealing with the ankle injury. But the Falcons' defense is allowing 29 or more points every week so far. And Teddy Bridgewater, he's been pretty consistent. 3 straight weeks of 70+% completion percentage. So, yeah, I do like me some Teddy Bridgewater this week at Atlanta against the Falcons. Their defense is just they're giving it up like it's so funny. I was going to say they're giving it up like Blair, but I got to say the inside of who Blair is. So there's this girl Blair back in the day, and she would just give it up to anybody. So me and my boys, we'd always say like, "Oh, bro, they're just giving it up like Blair," because like she would just give it up to anybody. But yeah, the Falcons defense just giving it up like Blair, and they're just banged up in the secondary. They're pulling like practice squad players up and like signing practice squad players from other teams to just throw them into their defense because that's how banged up their secondary is.
Yeah. So that being said, go grab Teddy Bridgewater. Don't trade Robbie Anderson because he's got a big matchup this week.
Unless it's for Myles Gaskin.
Okay, and then we'll move on to the running backs. So those quarterbacks, like we said, they're more of streams. I wouldn't 100% say go and throw them as a waiver wire pickup unless you're in a real pinch. I would try and add one of those guys after the waivers go through.
Yeah, or sometimes I'll throw like $1 on them. Say if you have $100 in Fab, and if you're new, or you don't really know, I feel like if you have Fab, you know what Fab is. But if you don't know what Fab is because you're not in a league, that's free agent acquisition budget. So basically, you get a certain amount. It could be $100. It could be $1,000. It could be $200. It's basically like your amount of money you have to blind bid on certain players in order to get them. So yeah, with that being said, if you have some Fab, like Mike said, I'm not breaking the bank to go out and get any of these guys. Maybe the only one I'd maybe spend a little bit of money on is Minshew, just because, like I said, he is QB 12, and I think that he's going to be in a lot of game scripts where they are throwing the ball a lot more. Yeah. But if anything, maybe just throw $1 on them. And actually, you could bid on someone a $0 bid, but if no one else bids on them, then you get that player for $0.
I like that. That's hot. We can move on to the running backs. We got Josh Kelly with Austin Ekeler gone. I mean, I think you definitely, if this guy's available in your league, he's definitely worth an ad. But yeah. I don't know what else to say about it, truly.
So Ekeler gets banged up. It's like a knee injury, grade 2 hamstring strain. It's just breaking my heart. It's just breaking my heart, man. These guys.
Keep yawning.
In one of my leagues, I have Saquon and Ekeler, so I'm just, your boy's fucked. But yeah, Joshua Kelly, his range is kind of weird. He's 30% available in ESPN leagues, but he's 70% available on the NFL leagues. I'm not sure what he is on the Yahoo leagues, but he does lead the team in carries. Now I know that's kind of skewed because Ekeler got hurt in the first quarter, and Joshua Kelly got majority of the carries there for the Chargers. But he was right there neck and neck with Austin Ekeler in terms of like the amount of carries. They were pretty much splitting it 50-50. So yeah, going forward, it should be Joshua Kelly and then Justin Jackson. Well, I mean, what are your thoughts on this Chargers backfield right here between these two running backs?
I mean, I used to love Justin Jackson, but I'm definitely more of a Joshua Kelly guy these days. My thing is, if you grab Justin Jackson, you're gonna be like matchup playing him, and if Austin Ekeler comes back at a certain point, which it could be a while, you're looking at, somebody who's not going to be really involved at that point. So that's why I'm kind of like Josh Kelly. We saw kind of took that old Melvin Gordon role, and he's just going to be used more. That's how I feel. And I feel like Justin Jackson's similar to Josh Kelly in that. I don't think he's not really filling like the Ekeler role,
Yeah. I mean, they're saying Eckler's going to be out anywhere from like 4 to 6 weeks. They're even talking about maybe throwing him on like season-ending IR potentially. He's going to be out for at least 4 weeks minimum. With that being said, Joshua Kelly is obviously the main guy because he was the number 2 behind Ekeler. But I do think Justin Jackson is going to get a lot of run here. I mean, we've seen what Anthony Lynn likes to do. He's former running back. He knows that hey, I got to utilize both these guys. And now when he's down to kind of just 2 running backs now because Ekeler's going to be out for an extended period of time, I think he knows like I can't just give the full workload to Joshua Kelly where he's getting 20 touches a game. I think he's going to split this pretty evenly down the middle. Maybe 60-40 Joshua Kelly, but I definitely think you need to go get Justin Jackson if he's out there because he's going to be in the game script going forward.
Definitely good ad. He's not on my my top priority, I guess, for waiver wire this week.
I mean, if Joshua Kelly's there, I'd go get him. He'd be my main guy, and I'd be spending a decent amount of fab on him because he should be the main guy. A tough matchup this week. They're playing on Monday night against the Saints in New Orleans. Saints' run defense is pretty decent.
I was gonna say, or at least try and trade for Josh Kelly if he has a rough week this week, which could definitely happen.
Yeah, but I'd be going to grab Justin Jackson if I can. He's 90% available. Like I said, a guy who's gonna get some type of run. And he's a capable pass catcher, Justin Jackson is. So I think this is going to be a running back by committee going forward until Austin Ekeler comes back. Maybe 60-40 Kelly, but for all we know, it could be 50-50 right down the middle.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Dernest Johnson. Dernest Johnson.
Do you ever watch those movies back in the day? Ernest goes to like camp and Ernest. Like Halloween Ernest. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Really? Oh, damn. I guess I'm just way older than you.
You are a little bit older than me.
There's this movie, like this guy named Ernest. This is probably none of our listeners are going to know this, especially if I feel like how young I are. But this guy named Ernest. There's a bunch of movies like Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest does like
it
Halloween,
sounds
Ernest
familiar.
Ernest like Christmas. Google it. Nope. Ernest goes to camp. Ernest goes to jail. But yeah, I don't know. It just makes me think of, dude, that kind of looks like you, dude.
No,
without a mustache.
That's so insane for you to say that.
Anyways, so yeah, Dernest Johnson comes out. He's 99% available because, I mean, obviously he was never getting on the field when you have guys like Chubb and Kareem Hunt out there. But he looked good. 13 carries, 95 yards. You got Chubb. He's got the MCL injury. He's going to miss, 4+ weeks, give or take. He's going to be out for an extended period of time. Obviously, going forward, it's going to be the Kareem Hunt show. You think Kareem Hunt's a top 10 running back now, locked and loaded?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Kareem Hunt was his rookie year, he was a first-round fantasy pick after that year. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, man, it's definitely possible for them to do it again. They're a running team first because they've realized Baker Mayfield cannot throw the ball very well. So yeah, I mean, I'm super down for Dernest Johnson. He's actually someone I'm probably targeting the most because I know he's available in all my leagues, and I need some running back help. And I'm pretty sure if you're listening to this, you also need some running back help because it's been rough. Nick Chubb, Saquon, Austin Ekeler. I mean,
McCaffrey.
I mean, if you had Saquon and you went and grabbed Devontae Freeman and you're just like realizing how bad that Giants O-line is, I think the Dernest Johnson's definitely a guy to look at for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I do like Kareem Hunt going forward. Like you said, they did sign him to a contract extension, so they obviously like what they saw in there. I think they got one of the bbest contract-wise, one of the best deals in the NFL because they didn't really pay him too much of breaking the bank to keep him there for a couple more years. But yeah, with that being said, I agree with what you're saying, Mike. Stefanski, they want to run the ball. I think they're trying to limit what Baker does and just really run play action because that's where Baker thrives in the play action. But yeah, I do like Dernest Johnson. He would probably, I agree with you, he'd probably be my main waiver target. I guess if Joshua Kelly was there, he'd be number 1. But if it's like Dernest Johnson or Justin Jackson, I would put Dernest Johnson over
100%.
Justin Jackson. So yeah, I do like Dernest Johnson. I think he's gonna be utilized. And like Kareem Hunt, he was nursing a groin injury. You know, he only practiced Friday. There were speculations that they didn't know if he was even gonna play on Sunday. He comes out, he has a monster game, obviously. But you know, these soft tissue injuries, we've seen him keep out several key players on these offenses. So if he re-aggravates the groin, it's the Dernest Johnson show there for the Browns.
I will say though, if Kareem Hunt is like full healthy, I could see them just running him as like a bell cow running back.
Yeah,
so that's being said, but like obviously he's got the injury, so it does help your case to go out and get Dernest Johnson right now.
100%.
100%.
If there's one guy who actually I would put ahead of all of over these guys, what is wrong? Can I say words right now? This is how I sound right now. If I sound like. All right, if there's one guy that I would rank over all of these other guys we just touched on, it would be this guy.
This one?
Is it Damian Harris? I can't see it.
No.
Oh, then wrong.
We'll go Damian Harris, though.
All right, well, Damian Harris, here's a guy that we've just been singing this song week in and week out. I think we've been saying it since week 1. Like literally week 1, hey, go get Damian Harris. Oh, week 2, hey, go get Damian Harris. I know he's on IR. Week 3, hey, so I know Damian Harris is on IR, but you can go grab him and you can throw him in your IR spot. So you're not wasting a bench spot. Just go grab him because if he comes back and he balls, then people are going to want to go get him. Last week,
Michelle's on the IR now, so that looks good.
Yeah.
For Damian Harris, opens up some things.
Yeah, so I mean, 80% available in ESPN leagues. He's 17 carries, 100 yards. He didn't get a target. Obviously that's the James White and kind of the Rex Burkhead role right there. But I guess in terms of like him sliding into what Sonny Michel is as the primary ball carrier and the goal line back, that's what Damian Harris did. And, I mean, he looked pretty good to me. I mean, the Chiefs' run defense is kind of middle of the pack. Maybe they kind of leaned on the run game a little bit more because they had like Stidham and Brian Hoyer in there. We'll see how things work with Cam. But I almost feel like having Cam Newton back there will help Damian Harris because – now you have to account for Cam Newton running on these RPOs. You weren't really looking at that with Stidham and Hoyer in the offense.
Right.
But, yeah, hopefully you listened to us and you were a week early instead of a week late because now Damian Harris is going to be one of the hottest waiver wire pickups this week. And if you would have just listened to us and you went and grabbed him, he'd be on your bench right now and you wouldn't be stressing it.
That's a good point. Great point, Cotton.
Yeah.
Let's go the other Patriots running. We'll go. So we'll talk this guy right here, Chase Edmonds for the Cardinals. I mean, he's like their third down back there, and it just really, I don't know what the deal is with Kenyon Drake, but I mean, Chase Edmonds is getting. If you're in PPR league, I definitely think he's a guy you should have, and you could possibly flex play him week to week, especially with all the running back injuries. I'm not mad at it. I have him in a couple leagues, and I'm gonna. Throw him as an ad, and if he's available.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's definitely worthy of a bench spot at least. He's 65% available. I mean, and this running back, snap percentage has been split up. It's kind of like a 2-to-1. Like Drake 65%, Edmonds 35%. But Edmonds, like I said, third down back, and he's actually out targeting Drake 17-5. I don't know what it is, but they're just not utilizing Drake in the passing game, which is weird because Cliff Kingsbury came out and said. Before the season started, like, yeah, we got to find ways to get Drake the ball in space and utilize his ability to make plays and make people miss. You say that, but then he's not doing it. So I just don't understand. I get it. I'm one of the biggest
Drake.
I'm one of the biggest Drake guys here. I would just be patient. I mean, it was just for whatever reason that Cardinals offense did not look good. I mean, you had D-Hop battling ankle injury. Kyler Murray did not play very good. In terms of what Drake is still doing, still top 10, and he was at least coming into the week, top 10 in yards, rushing yards, top 10 in rush attempts. He's just not getting the targets, which is unfortunate, and he's not getting any of the goal line carries. He's only has 2 carries inside the 5, I think, which is not what you want to see from the starting running back on an offense that is supposed to be one of the most high-powered offenses in the NFL. Drake would be a buy low for me right now because I feel like you can get him dirt cheap, and if he doesn't pan out, you didn't pay too much for him. But if he pans out, then yeah, you didn't pay much to get him, and now you have a solid guy. I think if anything, Drake's kind of where we thought he could be a back-end RB1. He's more of this like middling RB2. He's like in that.
Yeah,
it sucks, but he's like he's like a middle RB2.
It really is where he's at. I mean, he's got the Jets this week, so look forward to that, guys. So we did Damian Harris. Well, we'll touch on Devontae Freeman really quick. He's probably owned in some leagues. Not mad at adding him. I said it before we did this, when we were prepping for this. I'm not a big Devontae Freeman guy or any Giants running back guy because they're just I just don't trust that offensive line.
Just a bad offense.
That lineman or that line is not good. The offense just can't seem to get anything together. The line's super young guys. Yeah, I'm fading Giants running backs if I can. I'm gonna go for some of these other guys before I add or before I put priority on Devontae Freeman.
Yeah, I mean, if Freeman's out there, I'd go get him just because it's hard to find a running back who's going to get – I think he had 15 touches, 11 carries, 4 targets, 4 receptions last week. He did play 54% of the snaps, so he played more snaps than any of the running back. You got to remember, it's only his second week in the offense. I think he's only been there for about 10, 12 days at the most. So I just feel like the more he gets acclimated to the offense and the system, the more they're going to utilize him. For them to go out and get him and pay him money – instead of just being like, we got Dion Lewis, we got Wayne Gallman, means that they obviously weren't confident in Dion Lewis or Wayne Gallman to be the guys, or even split it 50-50. They were like, okay, we have to go get a better running back than what we have. So just going forward, I think there's better days for Devontae Freeman, and to find someone like that on the waiver wire, even if you're not going to start him, it's just always good to have the depth at the running back position. I mean, we've seen it this last week and just throughout the season with all these running backs going down. It's like super thin at the running back position, and like you might be forced to start a guy like Devontae Freeman, but at least I know there's a guy that's going to get me 12 to 15 touches. Is it gross touches? Yeah, but I mean he's utilizing the passing game and he's being the most snaps for the Giants. Yeah,
well said. We got another Patriots running back here, Rex Burkhead. I mean, if you're in a PPR league, I'm not mad at it, especially Sonny Michel's out. I know James White's dealing with all that. I had us add this in here as just a speculative ad, I would say. Damian Harris has had issues with injuries, so there's that. I know he's a different type of running back, but I mean, I'm just looking at running backs. It's scary out here for running backs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Honestly, I know you said you don't like Devontae Freeman, but I'd rather have Devontae Freeman over Rex Burkhead. I know Burkhead had the monster three touchdown game, and he was probably a lot of people were going out to get him. But there was no James White that game. He was dealing with some family issues. His parents, his dad passed away, his mom was in the hospital, and then Damian Harris was on IR, so it was kind of just Sony Michel and Rex Burkhead that game. Obviously, that's why he got all the usage. I just don't feel comfortable with him. I mean, I think going forward, you're going to see a lot of James White. Obviously, he's, the pass-catching running back. Like I said, Damian Harris, 17 carries with 0 targets. Burkhead getting about 10 carries last game, but that was with no Cam Newton. So I think once Cam Newton comes back, you still got Cam Newton. You got Damian Harris, who's looking good after it's only been 1 week, but he looks good, and all the hype in training camp was that Damian Harris was the best running back. And then you still got James White, who's the PPR guy, the pass-catching back out of the backfield. So I just don't know how confident I'm ever going to feel throwing Rex Burkhead into my lineup. I think that 3 touchdown game was just like an aberration. Is that what they say? It's just a fluke game. So I personally wouldn't be going out to get Rex Burkhead.
Aberration?
Yeah.
I don't know.
A fluke.
It might be a word that I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on there. I'm just looking at some guys that are, possible ads. We'll move on to the wide receivers. Anybody else on running backs that I missed?
No, I think that's good.
So wide receivers, we got Deebo Samuel coming on back. How do you feel? What's his percentage?
You got your boy Deebo. I mean, he was in ESPN. I think he was like only 30% available. He might have only been 20% available on ESPN, but he's 50% available on NFL leagues. So that's kind of why I just bring it up. I'm just trying to look at – I know a lot of these waiver wire episodes, they'll be like, oh, he has to be under 50% available or we're not going to talk about him. So it's like, okay, this guy's 45% available and you're not going to touch on him? I just never understood that concept. I just feel like if the player's available in X amount of percentage of leagues, you should be talking about him because there's going to be someone out there where he's out there. And, I mean, for instance, a couple weeks ago, A.J. Brown and Mike Evans, 2 of the most highly owned players in the league, they were on your waiver wire, Mike. And it's like, but were these people talking about them? Obviously not. But I'm just saying, like, there's always a scenario where someone's going to be stupid and they're going to drop a good player. So
I would say for that too. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say yeah. So if they're out there, then I'm gonna bring them up in the waiver wire episodes because I feel like this is a name that you should know, and especially because he hasn't played a game yet. He's coming off the foot injury. But yeah, Deebo Samuel, 50% available. He was kind of on a snap count. I think he only played 34% of the snaps. But going forward, he's arguably the best pass catcher they have outside of Kittle. I know Brandon Ayuk has been doing pretty good as well. But yeah, Deebo Samuel, if he's out there, go get him.
Definitely. I would say for those ads too, I know in the ESPN app, let me just do it really fast on my phone so if you go on the ESPN app and then you go to League on the very right, on the top right, and then you press recent activity, it shows all the activity of everybody's drops and what their ads are and all that good stuff. And it really does really help you. It's like a hack, I swear. So many people don't use it, but it's such a great tool to see who gets dropped. Because sometimes like someone will be on bye, so they don't have a high projection because they have 0 projection, but they'll drop them like before a bye week. So definitely look at that towards waiver.
For sure. We'll touch on the next San Francisco 49ers
yeah.
receiver here.
Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk. Yeah, he's 65% available. Just, kind of interesting. I don't know if his production will go down once Deebo comes back, but 30 or more rushing yards and a rushing touchdown in back-to-back games. And if you saw that game on Sunday night, that run he had down the sideline, he leaped over the guy. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It was pretty good. So
it was hot.
I definitely think that they got a playmaker in Brandon Ayuk for the Niners. So if I'm a Niner fan, I'm just hyped on him. But yeah, I definitely think he's worthy of a roster spot on your bench at least.
Yeah, I'm 100% with that. Yeah, go grab him. McCole Hardman.
Yeah, McCole Hardman, 60% available. He's had touchdowns in back-to-back games. I know he kind of threw up the dud in week 1, so probably people were dropping him. And then week 2, nothing sexy either. But, week 3, he had that bomb down the sideline. And then,
it's a Brandon Ayuk touchdown right here.
Oh, that's nice, yeah. And then week 4, a little shovel pass, but it's pretty much like an end around, little shovel pass from Mahomes, but he gets in the end zone. So, yeah, I do like McCole Hardman. Sammy Watkins is just too inconsistent. He's up and down all over the place. And then Demarcus Robinson, who came out and had 6 targets in week 1, 0 catches weeks 3 and weeks 4. So I feel like McCole Hardman slowly peeking past Demarcus Robinson as the number 3 in the offense. And then Sammy Watkins being as inconsistent as he is. I definitely think McCole Hardman's worth a bench spot. Or you could be like a sneaky flex guy. Like I was in a pinch this week where I just had to throw someone in my flex spot because of all the injuries and the Steelers and Titans games, players missing out. So I just threw McCole Hardman in my flex spot. Luckily for me, he found the end zone.
Definitely. We got Traquan Smith. I told you you'd get 2 touchdowns.
You did say it.
I was 2 weeks late, but listen, I did say he would get 2 touchdowns.
You were a week early instead of a week late.
Yeah, 2 weeks. I said that in the Monday night game against the Raiders. He's going to get 2 touchdowns. Listen, 2 games later, he did get 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 70% available. Traquan Smith. Do you feel like his production is more related to no Michael Thomas, or do you think he'll still be? So are you going out there and grabbing Traquan Smith? Or?
So yes, because. The reason I was hyped on him when Michael Thomas went out is because there was a lot of hype from camp from Traquan Smith. So I think that he's just more versatile than Michael Thomas. I feel like Michael Thomas is just more of a reliable pass catcher, if that makes sense. But yeah, man, I am interested. You're using a guy when Michael Thomas is gone. I don't think that he just disappears when Michael Thomas is there. I think that they're realizing, we can use this guy more. And if Drew Brees, obviously Drew Brees is still going to be the starter, but he's not been playing that great.
Yeah.
So that being said, I could see if at one point you have a different quarterback there, Jameis Winston,
Yeah.
You could see Traquan Smith's value shoot up.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with Traquan Smith.
No.
I just think Michael Thomas comes back. He's non-existent. Then you got Jared Cook, who was out as well. I feel like he's kind of a product of no Jared Cook, no Michael Thomas. And you still got Manny Sanders there. He's what?
How old's Manny Sanders?
But Traquan's what? 3rd, 4th at best in the pecking order. Behind.
I would say he's probably I would probably say it's like Michael Thomas, Kamara. And then
I'm putting Cook over Traquan.
Yeah, you might be right.
So he's third or fourth best option. But yeah,
I,
don't know.
I
Just a
think
name
he's
to know.
proving himself. I think he's proving himself in the offense. I don't think that I think he's proving himself. It's like we're talking about James Robinson. He comes in and proves he can be helpful to the team.
Yeah.
I don't think he scored 2 touchdowns and you're just like, oh, okay, make sure we don't target that guy. Target these other guys. He can't do anything except for those 2 touchdowns he had last week. I
just think there's a lot of mouths to feed. And if Breeze isn't playing it up to what we're expecting Breeze to play at, if he's the third or fourth on the pecking order and Breeze isn't playing Breeze football, then what's his upside? And that's just my opinion on it. But we'll jump into the next guy.
Laviska
Shenault, decent game here. I just feel like another guy worthy of a bench spot. I mean, I don't know how confident I feel in throwing him in there. He's like a wide receiver 3 flex guy. I mean, we have these bye weeks that are starting to come up. And then obviously, a lot of injuries, and you just don't know, especially with the COVID situation going on. If anything happens, Laviska Shenault will be a nice guy to throw in to your lineup if you're hit by one of those scenarios.
Yeah, I don't really like it as much, but
Laviska Shenault or Traquan Smith rest of the season.
Fuck you.
Anyways.
We'll talk Denzel Mims. This is one we kind of we were kind of weird when we threw this one in here. But
Yeah, just kind of like a speculative ad. He's on the IR right now, so if you go grab him, you can just throw him on your IR. But I mean, I feel like the Jets are just struggling for playmakers outside of Jamison Crowder, who we're all pretty hyped on Jamison Crowder coming into the season. But outside of him, I mean, Brashard Perryman has been banged up and been non-existent. Chris Herndon is just. I feel like people keep wanting Chris Herndon to be good, but it's just not being good.
it's just not going to happen. It seems like.
So Denzel Mims, talented rookie out of Baylor, he's on the IR, and I feel like I said, I feel like they're just struggling for playmakers on this Jets offense. So yeah, I wouldn't mind going out and grab him. Like I said, I'm not breaking the bank on any of these guys, in terms of like waiver wire or fab, but maybe a little bit of fab. And then if they pass through waivers, I'll go out and grab them and throw them on my bench.
Yeah, definitely an ad. Corey Davis. I mean,
Corey Davis is 50% available.
yeah, I think what happened with Corey Davis too is a lot of people dropped him for the bye week thing. They're like, okay, well, I picked him up. I can maybe pick him back up again. So yeah, Corey Davis, definitely check if he's available. I mean, AJ Brown is still questionable. I will say again, like I said before, be careful because this game could be canceled again or postponed or whatnot or forfeited.
For sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 12 or more PPR points in all 3 of the games this season. I think, obviously when you have AJ Brown back, that only benefits Corey Davis, especially this week if they play, because you'll probably see Tre'Davious White shadow AJ Brown, not Corey Davis, so which could open up more things for Corey Davis going forward. But yeah, just a guy who I definitely think needs to be rostered in more leagues than 50%. I'd be willing to spend a little bit of fab on him going forward.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that one. We got T. Higgins. T. Higgins is, like you've said, I think a lot of people said it too, is the Joe Burrow T. Higgins connection. You can't deny it. Yeah, I think he's definitely, where it used to be, it takes a while for some of these rookie wide receivers to show up, but I mean, they're starting to show up pretty early, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, Higgins is 70% available. I mean, you got to think too, like Higgins and Burrow, they're not afraid, or they've played in a lot of big games. Clemson's always in the college football playoff, a couple of national championship games. Burrow played all those games. Played in the SEC, so they've played prime time games. They're
some
not
of those
afraid.
games have more fans than NFL. I mean, obviously they're playing for no NFL fans.
So it's not like they're stepping in. They're like, oh, well, like I'm a little nervous, or I haven't been in a big game, or I haven't been able to step up in a big game. Like they're used to it. But yeah, T. Higgins 70% available, 13 or more PPR points his last 2 games. And then this was kind of interesting, #interesting stat right here. He's actually out-targeted AJ Green the last 2 weeks. Now, I don't know if that's just scheme or whatnot. Obviously, week 1, he didn't really play because John Ross was on the field. But John Ross has been a healthy scratch. He'll probably be traded at the trade deadline, John Ross. But for whatever reason, AJ Green, he's out-targeted. T. Higgins has out-targeted AJ Green these last 2 games. And AJ Green, for whatever reason, I don't know, just 1 catch for 3 yards, I think it was this last week. It's not
ideal.
Do they trade him potentially? Because they're paying him $15 million a year, and he's not performing up for $15+
No,
million or whatever. I think it might even be more. It might be like $18 million a year he's making or something stupid like that.
No, yeah, they definitely should trade him. And that was something that a lot of Bengals fans got mad at us for saying. I was saying that AJ Green, I said it. I said AJ Green, I could imagine him not being on the Bengals after this year. And I'm still with that. I think that could definitely happen.
For sure, yeah. So go get T. Higgins. I would waste a waiver claim or
Yeah.
a decent amount of fab on him.
Definitely.
To go get him.
Then we got Hunter Renfrow. This is the last of the receivers.
We got 2 more.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, should have one more after this. Well, we'll run through these guys real quick. Hunter Renfrow, 50% available. He's more of a PPR guy. I mean, his last 2 games, 6 catches, 84 yards, and then 5 catches for 57 yards. I mean, you got Bryan Edwards, who's a good rookie, but he's still not unproven in the NFL, and he's been banged up. Henry Ruggs, he's been banged up. So I feel like it's kind of, this is Derek Carr's safety blanket outside. It's like Darren Waller's the big blanket, and then Hunter Renfrow's the little blanket.
Yeah.
But yeah, not decent little PPR sneaky guy here. And then the last guy we could touch on right here.
Alshon Jeffrey.
The Eagles have nobody to throw the ball to. He's 80% available. I would waste a waiver claim on him just for the upside of what Alshon could present for this Eagles offense. I mean, they're hurting for playmakers. You know, Goddard's out for a couple weeks. You know, Ertz has just not looked the same. I don't know if it's just because the defenses are keying on him. Deshaun Jackson's banged up. Jalen Reagor's out for an extended period of time. J.J. Arcega-Whitehead, he's banged up, but he's been a bum. So I just feel like they need anybody who's capable of making a play out there. And we've seen Alshon Jeffrey actually get it done. We know as long as he's healthy and he's on the field that he's capable of putting up some good numbers. So, yeah, I would definitely be going out and getting Alshon Jeffrey. And then if he's a bum, you just drop him. But he has wide receiver 2 upside, especially with the lack of options that this Eagles passing attack has.
I like it. I like what you're talking about, baby. Throw him on your team. All right, we're moving on to the tight ends. We got Big Dick Robert.
Big Dick Robert Tonyan?
Robert Tonyan fucking throwing his pee-pee around.
Yeah, he's 85% available. A touchdown in 3 straight weeks. He has 5 total touchdowns during that span as well. I mean, definitely go pick him up. I mean, I'm not going to say it's due to the fact that Devontae Adams has been out, but
it is.
You cannot deny the fact that he's putting up some numbers, and Rodgers trusts him, and that's always a good thing when you got Aaron Rodgers trusting you.
I know it's only like 1 game, but Allen Lazard was looking like he was going to be the wide receiver too, because MVS is just not as consistent. And then with him out, season-ending IR, I mean, I don't trust MVS as the 2. It seems like at passing, besides Aaron Jones, you know, Robert Tonyan's going to be the guy they looks to. He did some training with Kittle in the offseason with George Kittle. I mean, he was a wide receiver in college, so definitely somebody I would be looking for fantasy.
Yeah, I do like Tonyan. He seems like he's kind of like the red zone threat for this offense as well, you know, when they get in close. So, yeah, I definitely would be wasting a waiver claim on him and some fab on him to get him on my team, especially if you're struggling at the tight end position.
Yeah, I'll do it. I got him in my tight end premium league last week.
What did I say? I said there's the stat where, let's just say you're up 33 points, right? You're up 33 points. Yeah. You're looking good. You're like, I'm up 33 points.
Yeah.
Oh, who's left?
Sick.
I'm playing against Robert Tonyan. And I got Calvin Ridley. Oh, bro, dude, this is in the bag, bro. I'm up at 33, and I got Calvin Ridley.
You're going to win by like 60 points.
Yeah, you would have lost that matchup by 0.8 points. That's unreal. Okay, Calvin Ridley, 0 points, 0 catches after 3 straight 100-yard games.
So that's fantasy for you. By the way, someone messaged us and was like, I played Gaskins over Latavius Murray, and Gaskins didn't do shit. I should have played Murray. I'm like, bro, if you go to a fantasy football advice page or some like a podcast or anything, and they tell you to play Latavius Murray over a running back that's taken over the backfield for an entire football team on a decent matchup, then like, I mean, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
They know the future. Then ask them what stocks to invest in as well, because they fucking know everything.
Yeah. Like, are you gonna get mad because you
like nobody will suggest
Kelsey over Robert Tonyan?
Yeah.
Tonyan or whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a crazy analogy. Or
no, I mean, it's a little bit different, but it's similar in the fact that nobody is going to tell you to play Latavius Murray over Myles Gaskin.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if you went on like Fantasy Pros and you put this person or this person, it would 100% would say like 99.9% experts would pick Myles Gaskin. So
For sure.
don't be coming at us with that kind of nonsense, man. All right. Listen, we don't win all of our leagues. I mean, we win most of them, but we can't see the future. That being said, let's go on tight ends. We'll continue on. Mo Alley Cox.
Yeah, Mo Alley Cox, 70% available. The targets aren't sexy. He's only getting you like 2, 3, 4, 5 targets a game, but his touchdown upside is through the roof. I mean, he's a former basketball player. He's 6'6", so I mean, like I said, we like what does Rivers like to do? He likes to look for the tight ends, especially in the red zone. And we know with their lack of pass catchers, Paris Campbell, we still don't know what the fuck's going on with that guy, whether it's going to be season ending or just a couple weeks. Michael Pittman's banged up for several weeks. T.Y. Hilton just looks non-existent. I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's T.Y. Hilton. I don't know if it's Rivers just being old and not good anymore. But yeah, I don't know. He's more of like if I'm in a pinch, then I'll throw Mo Alley Cox into my lineup. But I'm not wasting any waiver like claim or fab on him.
Yeah. Maybe Adam.
Yeah.
Dalton Schultz. I fucking don't like Cowboys tight ends, but you can't deny it. He's a decent ad.
For sure, yeah. Schultz, 50% available. He's had 4 catches in all 3 games without Blake Jarwin, and he's had a touchdown in 2 of those 3 games. I mean, if the Cowboys are going to be throwing the ball 50 times a game and Dak's going to be throwing for 400 or 500 yards each week, then I guess you got to like a guy like Dalton Schultz. And I guess if I wasn't really hyped on Blake Jarwin personally, but I guess if you were hyped on Blake Jarwin, then I don't see why you shouldn't be hyped on Dalton Schultz. It's kind of just like plug and play that position.
By the way, also Dalton Schultz is playing the Giants this week, and we looked up some stats. Giants have given up an insane. I think it was 10 points, 13 points, 13 points, 8 points to tight end, or 10 points to tight ends. So you can plug in and play them this week.
Good matchup. Good matchup.
Then we can move on to Eric Ebron, Steelers tight end. I will say that there's a lot of young players on the Steelers on offense right now. Even Juju, he's like our veteran receiver, and he's like 22.
Yeah.
So that being said, there's a lot of drop passes between the running backs and receivers. I think this last game against the Giants, who was it that we played last? Against the Texans. The last game against the Texans, I think Ben realized that Eric Ebron's more of a consistent guy to target. So I think I could definitely see more targets going to Eric Ebron in the future, because it's like I watch every Steelers game. And it's like every pass, it's like Deontay Johnson drops it, James Washington drops it, Anthony McFarland drops it, and then he throws the Eric Ebron in between all that, and he catches it every single time. So, yeah, I definitely think it's a speculative ad. If Jonnu Smith doesn't end up playing, I'm not mad at picking up Eric Ebron and throwing him in.
Yeah, I like Ebron this week, especially if you're like streaming tight ends. He's 90% available, and the matchup is just juicy. Against the Eagles, Higbee, he had that monster 3-touchdown game.
Yeah.
That was against the Eagles. And we just saw what Kittle did against the Eagles defense on Sunday night. He put up this monster game. And the Eagles defense has allowed 5 touchdowns to the tight ends in just 4 weeks through the NFL season so far. So this is a good matchup right now for Eric Ebron, like you said. And we don't know. I'm expecting Deontay Johnson to be back from the concussion because he's had an extra week to come back. But red zone threat guy right there, I'm not mad at a guy like Eric Ebron.
Yeah.
It's a really good matchup. If you're looking for a matchup, like I said, where the tight ends are just eating against the Eagles and an extra week to prepare, I would like to think that the offensive coordinator for the Steelers is going to look at that and be like, okay, we got to get Ebron more utilized because the matchup is nice.
Yeah. We'll move on to defenses. These are defensive streams of the week. I don't think I would put any of these as a waiver wire claim, but you got the Cardinals against playing the Jets, week 5. I mean, do I have to say anything more than that?
You're playing the Jets.
Playing the Jets. I know the Broncos didn't put up a ton of points.
The goddamn Jets.
I know the Broncos didn't put up a ton of points against the Jets. The defense didn't, but I feel like their defense was on the field for a majority of the game because they're backed up. They have like no offense left, especially Noah Fant got put out in the middle of the game. So I think that's a big reason why. So I think you can hammer Cardinals defense this week against the Jets if they're available. Cowboys going up against the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Cowboys defense has been giving it up like Blair. The Cowboys defense has been giving it up like Blair, but so has the Giants offense. They've given up 10 or more points each week to opposing defenses. Like I said, I know this is gross, and I did say I think that Danny Dimes could have a big game this week because the Cowboys should put up a ton of points. Danny Dimes is going to have to throw the ball a ton, but the more dropbacks that Danny Dimes has, the more opportunities he has to either fumble the ball, which he's had problems with, or throw an interception. Also, more opportunity to get sacks. So, I mean, we saw the Jets defense. They put up some decent points, even though they gave up like 50 fucking points to the Broncos on Thursday night. See, I'm not mad at the Cowboys defense potentially as a streamer.
Yeah. Seahawks.
Yeah. So this one I just threw in there. They're 40% available. I just feel like you're getting the Vikings. They're traveling to Seattle to play against the Seahawks. I know home field advantage isn't really the biggest thing anymore, especially with the whole COVID situation, but one thing I do know is that my boy Kirk Cousins, not the best record on primetime, right? My guy Kirk Cousins, he tends to dick it pretty bad in these primetime games. So with that being said, I think the CX this will be more as long as they get Jamal Adams back. They had a couple of the starters on defense that were out this last week. If they get all those guys back, I think it's a decent stream. But like Mike said, I'm not breaking the bank to go get any of these guys. It's not really the best weekend to go out and stream defenses.
Yeah, but you know, those are our guys though. If you are.
Yeah.
All right, that's
that
it
was
for
us fucking.
Pass the wire.
That's all we got, baby. Thanks for listening to the AVG Fantasy Football Podcast. This is episode 56. We hope we helped you in your fantasy league. If there's anything you need from us, go ahead and hit us up on Instagram, Twitter. Follow us on those platforms. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already. Subscribe to us on the Apple Podcast app. What else? For the winner, the jersey winner, you got to. We'll reach out to you. You got to send us your information so we can send you better the jersey because you won. Congrats! Tell your friends. We got more. Yeah, and then follow us, do all that good stuff. Leave us a review. Leave us a rating and review. That's how Seemage won that one. So, congratulations again, Seemage. I don't know if I'm saying that. Seemage. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Us big boys are out.